Thanks for stopping in for another episode of I Want That Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Spartan Out the Front knife from Ravencrest Tactical. Now retail on their website currently is on sale for $189 even. It comes with several cards that are their inspection cards that advise that they've gone through multiple checks. They've got their information about their lifetime warranty, a certificate of authenticity that's signed by the inspector, another one of those cards that talks about their quality control, some information for their subscription service that they have, and just a little bit of information about an out the front knife. And of course, it comes with the knife itself. Now we'll get to the knife here in just a minute. First off, some of the details about it. The total length on it is 9.25 inches. The blade itself is 3.9 inches long. The blade thickness is 0.11 inches. Material is 440 stainless steel. The handle is a zinc alloy, which is then coated in a Plastidip finish. It's got an inlay on both sides of it that is an ebony wood. The hardness on the blade is a 58 on the Rockwell scale. The total weight is 15.16 ounces. It has a glass breaker on the end of it and features a lifetime warranty like we talked about. Now for initial impressions, when I pulled it out, I thought it was very well packaged. A nice touch with the heavy cardboard box and all of the information that was included with it. I thought it had a very nice weight. I thought it felt very solid. There's no rattle to it. I mean, there's a little bit of sound that you hear out of it, but there's really no loose pieces in it. It is a real solid package. I did notice right away that the finish is rubberized and feels very nice in the hand when you hold it. It's got a nice grip on it so that you can keep a hold. So as far as use goes, I've carried this for a while now, and there's a few things that I've noticed. One, the deployment on it is very heavy. It does take a concerted effort and push of the finger here to get that blade to deploy, and we can see that it has a very solid lockup, happens very quickly and very deliberately. The trigger is a big thing on it for me, that it's real heavy. This is not something that's going to accidentally deploy in your pocket. I did have some concerns about the zinc alloy construction. I have not yet had any kind of issues with it. I've not had any chips or dings or anything like that, so it seems to be holding up very well. I did notice though that once I started using this, within about the first 48 hours I noticed that the finish on the trigger itself started wearing, and you can see that here. Just the high spots on that trigger are very silvery. It's kind of difficult to see because a lot of what you see there is reflection. But there's that, and then I also noticed that after some time carrying it and using it, you can see that it's developed some scrapes underneath the button itself. I'd like to see maybe a shim added underneath that to reduce the metal-on-metal friction that happens there. But I haven't noticed any kind of a change in the spring since I've gotten it. It doesn't seem to be any slower or any less deliberate since I started with this. I did notice also that out of the box it did not have the greatest edge on it. I reworked it with a sharpening set that I have, and it is now considerably better, and it has held an edge since then, so I do like that. I also noticed that there is a little bit of play that you can see here. I'll see if I can show you. There's just a little bit of play that happens there, and a little back and forth play. That's something that's to be expected in any kind of out the front knife, because there isn't anything that's going to absolutely stop movement to it. This is just the way that this works, but compared to some that I've seen, there's very little movement, so it really does hold up. It's very solid in its lockup, both when it's deployed and when it's collapsed. As far as likes go on it, I really like the weight and just the structural integrity of it. This thing is solid. It's got a great weight, it feels very nice in your hand, it's quite balanced, and it's very comfortable to hold. I really like the heavy deployment on it. I like the fact that you have to mean to deploy this knife for it to happen. It's not going to be an accidental thing. I let my 16-year-old son try it, and he even had a hard time pushing that into place. So if you're somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of finger strength, that might be an issue, but I didn't find any kind of an issue there. But like I said, I do like the fact that it's got a heavy deployment on it. Speaking of deployment, I do like the strong and deliberate deployment. There's no in between, there's no slow, there's no grinding. It's very smooth, very deliberate action. Dislikes, the thing with the finish kind of bugs me. I don't like the fact that the button started wearing in the first 48 hours. You can see that I've got a couple points here, right there on the corner, where you can see a little bit of where the finish is rubbing off on that. I would expect that's par for the course. I did carry this in a pocket for a few days, so that could have been part of it. If you carry it in that carrying case, that might make a difference. But then again, they've got that lifetime warranty, so if you've got issues with it, I'm sure they'll take care of you that way. I also didn't like the zinc alloy. Like I said, I don't know if that's something that's going to be an issue further down the line. I didn't have any issues with it, but I just don't know how well that's going to hold up. Also, I didn't like the fact that it didn't have a very good edge on it out of the box. That I had to rework the blade itself to get it to where I was happy with it. And then, as I said, I don't like the fact that it's wearing on the knife body itself under the button. I'd really like to see some sort of a shim added underneath that button so that you could reduce the metal on metal contact. So with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and give this 4 out of 5 stars. I think it is a well-priced contender for an out-the-front knife on the market. If you're not one that's going to look into a Microtech or dump the $300-400 for a top-of-the-line out-the-front, this is a great option. This is something that will work very well for you, and you don't have to feel too bad about being a workhorse knife. I'll go ahead and include a link to their website and Facebook page in the description below. Go ahead and take a look there and see if there's anything that interests you. As always, thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. Please do like, subscribe, and share, and just keep checking back on a weekly basis for more reviews of awesome products just like this one that'll make you say, I want that.